The following video is a no damage completion of Resident Evil 4. Feel free to use any of the strategies, but listen to the detailed commentary before trying them on your own.
Resident Evil.
Hello everybody, this is a no damage walkthrough of Resident Evil 4. The category is no merchant, which means I'm not gonna use the merchant in the whole game. This is a segmented run, by the way, and that means I'm gonna save after every ending of each chapter of this game. Alright, so the first ganado, just skip the cutscene, shoot him 4 times. Then once you arrive to the line before the stairs, you just start reloading, and that will cancel the animation because a cutscene will trigger. So it's something about optimizing the time. You just drop down, you quick turn to the left and start running forward. Shoot to this crowd, pick up the hand grenade. Shooting to the dog is not necessary, I just like to save the dog, so that's why I do it. It's not necessary to save him. Then equip grenade and start running. So the main reason I equip a grenade and start running with a grenade is because in Resident Evil 4, when you are with a single weapon, like only one-handed weapon, you know, or without any weapons, Leon runs at the fastest movement speed that the game can give you. So those specific weapons will be the grenades, an egg, or if you are without any weapon. You will see me baiting auto attacks for enemies very often, and that works very simple. When you are running forward to an enemy that has a weapon, the enemy will always try to attack you. So if you run forward and then go backwards, you will be able to dodge, just like that. Like run forward and then go backwards, and you will bait the auto attack and you will dodge, just like that. So skip the cutscene. This grenade throw is very specific. What you have to do is you have to, after the cutscene, as soon as the cutscene ends, just move your character to left, then aim a little to the bottom and throw the grenade. Right here, just throw the grenade right on the, just like right at the end of this of the fence. And after you get 16 kills, the cutscene will trigger, and the first section of the village will be done. So it's more specific to know how to do this properly. Like before the cutscene, you have to start shooting the first ganado on the logs, not further the logs, because if you go a little further of the logs, you won't trigger the enemies after the cutscene on the position you want them, and the grenade won't kill enough enemies. And of course, the cutscene won't trigger, and the section won't end, because the section will end always after the 15 kills after the Dr. Salvador cutscene. I know it sounds very complex, but it's not so much, to be honest. It's just about practice, and it's very consistent. As long as you know those little things to take into consideration, like the logs and the position of the grenade where you have to throw it, like the first and the second grenade, of course. But yeah, I pick up all the shell and shells of this first section because this is an American, so I won't be able to have a lot of shell and shells. So the most shell and shells I can pick up at the beginning will be the best for the cabin section of the game. Alright, I think this is a good time to explain about the segmented thing. So a segmented run, it means I'm gonna save. Like I'm gonna use save states. Like I save after every end of each chapter, and I just try over and over again until I get it done, you know? So it's not like a full run or a no save run. This is a segmented run. That's like the explanation. It's not a no save, no damage run. It's just a no damage run. Right, so after the boulder, there are 2 RNGs you can have with this ganado. If the ganado starts throwing immediately the dynamite, you have to stick close to his left side, sorry. But if you don't throw it like on this occasion, like he's like a kind of idle, you can just like hug the tree and start running. Something very little to take into consideration, but if you don't do that, you will be staggered by the dynamite, and of course you can get damage as well after that. So first chapter ends, I'm just gonna save and continue with the game. So chapter 1, 2, just skip the cutscenes, make the quick time event, skip the cutscene with the merchant, Do not pick up the rifle ammo because there's no rifle in the game if you don't buy it from the merchant. Alright, so as soon as you enter, you don't have to quick turn, you just have to start running and go to the right side. Then this enemy will give you 3 kinds of RNG. He will throw the axe. If you throw the axe, you just start running forward. He will never hit you with that. Sometimes he will be idle and he won't face you. You have to be very, very close to him and then bait and out attack, like I explained at the beginning of the village. And the third RNG is that he will be facing you and he will try to attack you. If the door is open here, just equip the shotgun, wait for the enemies to get close to each other and shoot with the shotgun. That's because you will stagger all of them and you can start running immediately after that. If you try shooting them with the handgun, sometimes you won't hit one enemy and one enemy can attack you. So that's why I use the shotgun if the door is open. Sometimes the door won't be open and only the pitchfork guy will be in front of you. So pick up the second part of the emblem and leap, just like that. So after you enter to this section, always reload your handgun because you will need a lot of handgun bullets. And if you are out of handgun bullets, you will have to reload, and there is some specific section that you can't take that luxury. This enemy can give you 2 RNGs. He can start pointing at you, and that will depend of what position you put yourself before you enter the room. Destroy this window, rotate to the left side, stand up right on the corner of this box, and then shoot the dynamite when they throw it to you, and you will kill all the enemies. If you get staggered like I did, that can be something very bad because the enemy will be very, very close to you like this, because he will aggro before the time that you want him to aggro. And because you are staggered, you will lose time, you know, so that's why that enemy is very, very close to the door. If you don't get staggered by the dynamite, which is that happens almost all the time, the enemy won't be very close to you and you won't take any risk. Always shoot him in the leg and then just stick to the right side for the other enemy that is trying to throw you the axe, and he will always miss if you do that. I'm going very, very fast because I use a lot of speedrun strats. But there are some strats to do everything more safe, you know, like in a safer way. But because this game is very long, I just try to use the speedrun strats so I won't waste so much time. Alright, so pick up the incendiary grenade, open the door. It's very important that you don't hack the left side or the right side on this section, like just go in the middle. Because if you hack one of the sides, one of the enemies won't point at you and he will try to grab you. Go to this part. There are 2 kinds of RNGs with these enemies. The first bold guy can go to the middle of the road, or he can just hack the left side like he did on this occasion. Then just start shooting them with the shotgun, and if just one enemy is still standing up, because that happens almost all the time, like the last enemy, shoot him with the handgun. Do not shoot more than 3 shotgun shells, because the enemies that are behind you will be able to attack you. Like Dr. Salvador is right behind you now, so you don't have to waste any time. I pick up the flashbang and then reset the room and just go right here, like just I did in any percent, no saving no damage. This is very, very similar to that. Avoiding picking up herbs, of course, because we cannot sell them. Alright, so the second encounter with the merchant, we're just gonna skip the cutscene and leave the shop. Not necessary to kill the merchant, but you can kill him if you want on a no merchant run. Just gonna skip and leave the shop and continue with the game. We're gonna climb up, we're gonna stand up right here, keep the handgun, and then reload while the hand grenades start dropping. So that's some optimization of the time, you know, time optimization. Skip all the cutscenes and then start running right here and stand up right on the left side of the door, like before entering this part. Keep the handgun, shoot that little bird nest, and just kinda go to the right side because you don't want to be grabbed or attacked by an enemy, and then pick up the incendiary grenade and just keep running. Do not care about anything. The lady will always point at you, so you have free time to just start going forward. Jump, and always that enemy will jump as well, and so that's why he won't attack you. On normal difficulty, this is kind of different because the enemies are not at the highest DA. So the enemies will behave differently. This is professional, by the way. I think I didn't mention that. This is Resident Evil 4. No damage, no merchant on professional mode. Pick up the handgun bullets right here. And just make the quick time event of the boulder. Alright, so by the way, also I'm not using the HD project of this game. And that's mainly because the HD project tends to crash at the end of the game, so when I was trying to do this no save, no damage, which is, I think it's gonna be my next video. It's what I'm trying to do like for 5 months or so. It's a very complex run. Imagine losing a run because the game crashed. So the strat for the wires is just like stand up and just aim and shoot, because Leon's aiming, it's at the same line of sight of the wire, so that's why you just aim and shoot and you should be able to destroy the wire immediately. And then just follow in the path I did to avoid all the enemies. Not so complex, to be honest. Alright, so for the Lago, it's basically the same as the any percent run. After the cutscene, you aim down and throw a harpoon in the middle. Then you move your bow to the right until the rope fully stretch. Then you aim and throw another harpoon a little down, and the third one. After the third one, you have to see where the camera tilts. If the camera tilts to the left side, you have to move your boat to the other side, and vice versa, you know. Then I like to move to the left side right here and then to the right to avoid locks. And in this section, the Lago will 100% come through the left side, never from the right, or he will dive, like an early dive. Then after he came through the water, you just move your boat to the left side and then start throwing harpoons as fast as you can. Then if you got a dive, it's just like waiting for him to come for you, right? And it's just about reaction. Of course, there are so many little things to take into consideration of this boss fight. But like the main goal is to watch for the camera tilt when he dives and come through the water when you're going directly to the stones, you know. As long as you know where he will come from because of the camera tilt, you should be fine in this fight. But yeah, that's basically the Lago. I believe he will give me a very weird RNG right here, yeah, because he's diving and he will try to make me crash with the locks. That doesn't happen very often, to be honest. Okay, so chapter 1-3, pick up the handgun bullets, pick up the flashbang or the flash grenade. I'm pretty sure there's nothing very different than the any percent except of the El Gigante boss fight. I'm gonna use the speedrun strat, which is something very fast and very ridiculous, because I'm gonna just like destroy the El Gigante in, I believe, 10 seconds or less. Alright, so we're just gonna stand up right here, keep the handgun. From here you can start shooting the boxes or the crates, as you can see. And then you just continue and jump down or climb down. Do not care about the enemy throwing you an axe and that it's on the right side. He will never hit you as long as you continue running. Just gonna jump over all the boxes and activate the pull lever and then go down. Right, so we're just gonna skip the cutscene as fast as we can. We're gonna rotate Leon to the left side, and then we're just gonna start running forward. The first enemy will never attack you, he will still running. And then we have to bait the first, how can I explain this? We have to bait those two specific ganados to attack you, the one with the axe and the one with the pitchfork. Sometimes the one with the pitchfork won't attack you, and that's mainly because you are not very close to the first one. And when you are very close to the first one, you will get hit because of that, of course. So it's very precise the way you have to bait the auto attacks from those two. Those two are the only ones that you have to bait the auto attack. If you messed up by some reason, the backup strat will be using the shotgun and shoot them immediately, like 4 of them, because the one that was running at the beginning will be behind you. So you need to take into consideration that. Alright, so for El Gigante we're gonna reload the shotgun because we need 5 shotgun shells, and we're gonna equip a hand grenade. We're gonna throw the hand grenade as soon as we skip the cutscene. We're gonna equip a flashbang and we're gonna throw it a little up, then we're gonna equip the shotgun again, and after the cutscene we're gonna start shooting 3 times to the plaga. Then we're gonna move our shotgun a little up and to the right side and then to the left side, and El Gigante is dead, as you can see. To be honest, the most complex shot is the 4th one, more than the 5th one. The 5th one is very easy to perform, but the 4th one is not very easy to perform, and that's mainly because the hitbox of the plaga when the Gigante is standing up, it's very, very tiny. So the 4th one is like the most complex, it's the one that you have to practice the most. Repeating again is throwing a hand grenade, then throwing a flashbang. You have to throw the flashbang a little up because you want to activate it a little late, so that will give you enough time to equip the shotgun before the cutscene starts. And then with the shotgun, we're just gonna shoot 3 times to the plaga, then the 4th shot to the plaga that it's up and to the right side, and then the 5th one to the up side to the left side. Yeah, that's basically the strat for El Gigante on No Merchant. Right in the church there's 1 flashbang that it's very important to pick up, and also an incendiary grenade that it's right after this puzzle. The combination of this puzzle is 2, 3, 1. Like red 2, green 3, blue 1. We're gonna gain access of Ashley. It's not necessary to make Ashley follow you, because even if you don't rescue her from the ladder after the cutscene and after the chapter ends, she will be teleported to you, as you can see right here. Alright, so for this section we're gonna equip the handgun. It's very important that you reload your handgun right here if you didn't do it after the El Gigante boss fight. And then we're just gonna shoot to the cart. And sometimes the enemies here will drop you bullets. It's a very good thing that they drop you shotgun shells, but that doesn't happen very often. And we're just gonna continue. Not something very important to take into consideration here. In order to make Ashley not open the door after you open it, you have to open it slowly, then walk 3 steps and then start running. And as you can see, Ashley will be behind you. That will give Ashley enough time to climb up the ladder. We're gonna avoid this female ganado, and then we're gonna shoot this ganado in the leg. And then we're just gonna avoid all the bear traps and continue. On a very rare occasion, Ashley will crouch on the ganado that you make him fall down. And that's very, very unfortunate. So right here we're just gonna make 1 AI manipulation with Ashley. Maybe you saw it, but I make wait and follow right before I arrive to the window. And that's because when you do that, you will force the ganado to aggro to you instead of Ashley, and that will make him be behind the ladder, so he won't be able to grab Ashley when you climb up the ladder. And after you climb up the ladder, you have to walk 4 steps, and after the 4th step you have to jump over the window. right cabin. We're gonna pick up the Shannon shells. We're gonna go upstairs and we're gonna pick up all the grenades, the flashbang and the hand grenade and the incendiary grenade. Then we're gonna go downstairs again. We're gonna equip the handgun and we're gonna start destroying the wooden things on the windows. 3 of them. Then we're gonna pick up whatever Louis throw at us. Most of the time he will throw us handgun bullets, but this time I was lucky and he threw me a flashbang. And then we're just gonna wait for the enemies here. If more than 3 enemies are grouped, it's better that you throw a hand grenade. Like, I think I'm gonna do that right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a hand grenade and then I'm gonna take it. Like, I'm just gonna reload the shotgun when the explosion of the hand grenade it's ending. Because the hand grenade is making an explosion that gives you the perfect time to just reload the shotgun without taking any risk of an enemy coming to you, you know. So that's a very annoying animation of the ganados when they spawn a plaga. Like, they continue running forward, as you can see, and they can even continue making an auto attack if they were doing an auto attack before they spawn the plaga. That's very, very annoying, and it's the thing that will kill most of your runs in the cabin. The ganados that will spawn a plaga are the ones that, like Don Jose, that is the one with the beard and with the torch, and Bill, that is the old one. The other ones will never spawn a plaga. So that's why I try to shoot to the legs for those specific ganados, so I can make them fall down instead of spawning a plaga immediately. But even so, sometimes they will even spawn a plaga and they won't fall down. So that's why it's very, very annoying, this section. Like, the cabin is the most obnoxious section, even in any percent. Any percent is a little less complex because you have the upgrades of the shotgun, but in Nomerken it's a nightmare. But yeah, basically you need 45 enemies to be dead and the cabin will be done. Once Louis go upstairs, he should take care of the enemies that are coming through the windows, but it was very fast this time. So that's the cabin, yeah. For chapter 2, we're gonna choose the right side of this section because it's easier to deal with El Gigante instead of the Bella Sisters, and also because there's an incendiary grenade. So in the cabin you can use incendiary grenades, but you need to save 2. Like, use all the incendiary grenades you have, but save 2. That's very, very important because you need 4 for Vittoris Mendes boss fight. So after the cutscene of the El Gigante, just quick turn, go directly to the door. And once you're entering into this shack, you have to make Ashley wait. That will force the El Gigante attack Ashley or try to attack her, but because it will make her follow you right here, he will miss the auto attack. And that's very important because, or mainly because, when he auto attacks, he won't destroy the door immediately, like just walking, you know. So that will give you enough time to pick up all the goodies on the other shacks and open this door, and he won't be on your ass, you know. So yeah, that's this part of chapter 2 or chapter 3, sorry. So in the cable car, just go to this to the left corner, equip the handgun, and start shooting the enemies. Nothing very important to take into consideration here. You can change your controller scheme to modern if you feel more comfortable. If you feel more comfortable. I can speak, dude. I will explain about the scheme of the controllers later in the castle, because there will be like extremely important to change the scheme on very specific sections. Mainly because we don't have the rifle. Like, we will basically use the handgun as a rifle in the castle. So there's a very cool trick to make Ashley like hold the door open. If you make her if you make her wait right in the door, as you can see right now. I'm gonna pick up the handgun bullets and I'm gonna make Ashley wait, and as you can see the door will be open for you. Alright, Vittoris Mendes boss fight, we're gonna make the quick time event, and after the quick time event we're gonna skip the cutscene, then we're gonna aim and throw the incendiary grenade a little to the left side, then we're just gonna quick turn to the right side, and we're gonna go and pick up the handgun bullets right here. Mendes will sometimes make you that quick time event of crouching, always use that quick time event, otherwise you will get hit, then just throw him one incendiary grenade, the second one, and after this cutscene, when he's half body, just stand up right in this corner and wait for him to fall down. When he fall down, throw an incendiary grenade, and then repeat the same, and on the fourth incendiary grenade he will be dead. And yeah, that's Vittoris Mendes boss fight. Pick up the shotgun shells, go upstairs, and this is mainly because there's a hand grenade right here and handgun bullets. The handgun bullets will be very useful in the castle section, like extremely important, so that's why I pick up all the handgun bullets again.
Are you okay, Leon?
So a little recap, like the hardest section of the village, or the hardest section of the village will be, in my opinion, the lago and the cabin. So if you are considering making this run or any other kind of run in Resident Evil 4, that implies making no damage. I suggest you to practice those two sections a lot. Equip the handgun and we use the eye. And after you enter to this part of the game, you just quick turn to the right side, there's handgun bullets there, then you start running, skip the cutscene, shoot to the grenade on the left side, make him fall down, and the other one that is in the middle, and then start shooting to the truck. Then you stand up right in this herb and reload your weapons and discard the TMP bullets, and equip a grenade. So starting the castle. The castle, in my opinion, for no merchant run is the hardest part of the whole game. Not even the island. The island's more doable for no merchant, but the castle is a pain in the ass. So this is what I told you about using the handgun as a rifle. We're gonna go to this control scheme and we're gonna change it to modern. So when you change it to modern controller or aiming mod or aiming type, I think it's called. You can aim like insanely fast, like you can make insanely angles with aiming, like it's very sensitive, like extremely sensitive, the aiming, and because of that, like for some reason Leon is not shaking a lot when you are using the classic skin control, so you can shoot the enemies like are really far away from you very easily with that. So that's why I changed to the modern control scheme, and then I go back to the classic control scheme, and that's mainly because quick turns for me, like personally, are easier to perform with classic controllers than with modern. Of course it's doable to play the whole game with just modern control scheme, but I'm used to playing with the classic scheme controller, so that's why. But I'm gonna use that a lot, or at least I think a couple of times in the castle and also in the island. So this section with the like this whole section, it's basically the same as in the 80%. Sorry for not explaining this. Just skip the cutscene. We're just gonna start running. Do not quick turn here. This is a mistake. This is mainly because if you quick turn here, there's a high chance that one enemy that is on the right side will be in front of you, and he will immediately grab you. So do not quick turn like it. Just like you rotate yourself to the left side while you're holding the W button, and then after you set the room, you will reset the aggro of the enemies, and that will avoid to spawn the red zealot downstairs. Open this door, wait until Ashley is like right at the end of the door. I think I messed up a little, we will see right now. Bait the auto attacks from these two shield guys, then enter to this room. If you hear one of the shield guys trying to attack you, you have to shoot like kind of immediately to the barrel here. Like wait until the four of them enter to the room and then shoot. Not earlier, not after. Because if you do it a little earlier, you won't kill one of the enemies, and he will be right outside the door. So yeah, I messed up the position of Ashley. That's why this enemy aggro to her. But thankfully I can just shoot him, then make Ashley follow me, and this is the whole section. Pretty sure in the 80% I did it correctly, and pro 80%. Also, it's very important that after you bait the auto attack from the two shield guys, you go like you enter to that room going to the right side, you know, not go to the left side. Because if you go to the left side, that will increase the chance of the enemy's position to be changed. It's something very minimal, but it changes a lot the position of the enemy sometimes. So it's very important that you go to the right side after you bait the auto attack from the shield guys. So we're just gonna leave Ashley there because we want her to aggro one of the enemies when we finish with the Garrador section. We're gonna equip the incendiary grenade. Very important that you reload your shotgun completely before you enter to the section if you use one of the shells. After the Garrador start destroying the chains, equip the shotgun, then go to the pull lever, stand up right here, quick turn and shoot him. So the main goal for this section it's something very minimal, but it's very important. So you, in order to shoot him 2 times before he starts quick turning. And after that you shoot him one on his back, one on his leg, and then go behind him and shoot him one more time and he's dead. Alright, so kinda hard to explain that part of the Garrador because there's a lot of things that are coming right now. I'm gonna try to explain that later after the water hell section. So after you pass through this chair, you have to make the wait follow. If that enemy doesn't go for Ashley, you have to just continue with the follow of Ashley, so that will avoid her to being damaged by the dynamite, because the enemy will grab her immediately and he will be far away from the dynamite range explosion. Then shoot these enemies in the leg, so you will make them fall down. That was very risky. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just shoot that enemy in the legs and make him fall down as well. Alright, so we're gonna change the scheme of the controllers to modern again because we want to snipe these enemies with the handgun. These enemies will always take you 7 handgun bullets. I like to shoot them in the chest or in the face, because if you shoot them in the leg, there's a high chance that you will make them fall down. Because of that, the hitbox will not be big enough, so you will miss a lot of shots if they are on the floor, or you will have to wait them to stand up, and you don't have a lot of time to, because the shield guys will be right on your face and they will attack you. So that's why I reset the room after I kill one of them. After you kill the 2 bowgun guys, just stand up right here, throw the incendiary grenade to the 2 shield guys. It's very important that you inflict them the damage to the 2 shield guys. They will always die with one incendiary grenade, and we're just gonna wait on this door because the incendiary grenade won't kill them immediately, so you have to wait until they fully die of the animation of the death is completely over. Otherwise, if you reset the room, they won't be dead. So we're gonna shoot this guy in the leg, we're gonna pick up the incendiary grenade, we're gonna just make 1 or 3 wait follows, we're gonna shoot to the ceiling, we're gonna shoot that guy in the face, we're gonna equip a flashbang, and we're just gonna go right to this door. We're gonna open it, run forward a little, quick turn, throw the flashbang, then quick turn again. We're gonna leave Ashley here, quick turn to the left, to the right. We're gonna push this button with Leon, we're gonna make Ashley follow us, and the RNG starts here. Sometimes there will be one enemy in front of you, sometimes the shield guy will be on the left side. Sometimes this enemy won't point at you and will try to attack you immediately, and the other enemy will be there as well. There's a lot of things that can happen in this section, and it's about the reaction that you have. And having backup strats if something wrong happens. So we're gonna re-enter to the water hell room with a flashbang, and we're gonna spam the wait follow button. This is mainly because when you do that, you will aggro and de-aggro the enemies to you and to Ashley, and that will make all of them to start chasing you or go to you. I'm gonna throw a flashbang. It's very important that you go to hack the left side of that part, otherwise Ashley will get stuck on one enemy if you don't do that. Then we're gonna make Ashley pull the lever, and we're gonna stand up right here with a flashbang. And after the cutscene, we're gonna aim down to the floor. And as soon as we see the side guy that it's on our right, we're gonna throw the flashbang, like that. Then we're gonna equip the handgun, quick turn, and shoot to this side guy. Sometimes he will be blinded with the flashbang as well. We're gonna wait for Ashley because Ashley likes to crouch when an enemy is in front of her. So you need to be careful about that. Like, give her a lot of space in order to not make that happen. Also, this run doesn't use the retry from checkpoints, so that's why I have to deal with all the enemies in this section. Because in a speedrun you will see that the speedrunners just retry from the checkpoint once they arrive here, because by doing that you will despawn all the enemies. So after we make her actually go upstairs, we just gotta throw the flashbang, and then we're gonna get close to the stairs and throw a flashbang right here. Then we're gonna quick turn, we're gonna destroy this jar and equip a hand grenade. I'm gonna change the scheme controllers to modern again because we want to aim very fast. We're gonna aim up. The perfect position of that is that Leon's head has to be on that specific corner on the ceiling, and then we throw the hand grenade, and that will kill the enemy that is coming through from the left side. Then I'm gonna throw another flashbang because I have one extra because of the cabin section. We're just gonna go to this section, just like in the 80%. We're just gonna wait for the enemies. When the enemies enter, we're just gonna shoot them with a shotgun, and that will make them fall back, and the door will be closed again. It's very important that you time this very precisely, because the enemy that is spawning on the left side of the bridge, they start running for Ashley. You need to disable him, so we're gonna equip the handgun and disable that enemy that is running for Ashley. That one. Once you disable him, it's not necessary to make him fall down, just shoot him one time, and that will disable the running animation of him. And then go to the door again. And equip a hand grenade, throw it, then equip an incendiary grenade and throw it as well. And equip the handgun, reload it, and leave this part. Of course, not all the enemies will die. Some of the times one enemy will spawn a plaga level 2, like in this occasion. Just stand up right here and wait for the enemies. If an enemy is running, just shoot him in the leg, make him fall down, and the plaga will never run, so just disable him by shooting him in the plaga. That will give you enough time. But always disable the enemies that are not a plaga, that doesn't have a plaga. And then actually we'll be over with the pull levers. We're just gonna disable the enemy that can run, and we're gonna catch Ashley, and that's water hell. Again, as well, there's a lot of minimal things that to take into consideration to make this very consistent. But unfortunately it's very hard to explain those little things. Maybe we'll just make one video specifically for water hell, explaining all those little things that can happen and go wrong, and how to have backup strats for that. But yeah, that's water hell. So there's a hand grenade, this coffer. Will be very useful later in the game. Specifically for the cage of the guard door. I like to destroy these jars because sometimes there's handgun ammo right there. And the handgun ammo will be very useful for Novistadores in chapter 3-2 right now. Alright, so chapter 3-2 is some kind of complex, and there's little things to take into consideration. Just discard that herb, it's not necessary. It's very important to pick up this flashbang. And it's mainly because Novistadores, like Karsi sets, they are not clipstadores, so they can jump through walls and hit you like that. It's very, very dumb at 60 FPS, unfortunately. Alright, so the strategy is standing up right in this corner, equip the handgun and start shooting the Novistador that is in front of you on the left side, around the corner. Always shoot the Novistador 4 times, that will make him stagger or fall down, and then reload. That's mainly because when he's in the stagger animation or when he's falling down, it's harder to shoot him and he has a little of iframe, so not worth it to keep shooting after the 4th shot. And just repeat. On a very rare occasion, the Novistador will be around the corner, he will be hiding there, and if that happens, there are two things you can do. You can start running to him and use the shotgun and kill him with that, or you can reset the room and repeat again. When he's dead, we will go and kill the other 2 Novistadores. These 2 are more simple because they will never aggro when you are right here, so just shoot them 4 times each one, and then reload. I missed 1 shot there, so yeah. It's just about that, they will never come to you. They will always be there. For some reason they don't aggro unless you jump down, you know. So it's kind of free to kill them from here. So this is one of the main reasons we pick up a lot of heavy bullets in the game. Like in the village before the castle. Once you kill both of them, you can jump down. There are the handgun bullets on the left side. Sometimes the Novistadores will drop you ammunition, but this wasn't the case. Alright, so for this one it's very important. You have to hack the left side of this part. And then you have to make a quick turn to the right while you hack the left side. And you have to stick your camera in front of Leon, not on the left or the right side. Because if you stick your camera to the left or to the right side, the Novistador that is on the right will hit you. Then you use the bulb, you go down, you go here, you aim down and you throw the flashbang right there. That will 90% of the time blind the Novistadores that are the 2 Novistadores that are there. Sometimes the second one won't be blinded, but if that happens, he will try to tag you or he will try to throw you acid. And the game even will give you the opportunity to make a quick time event and kick him. But as long as you throw the flashbang correctly, you should be fine. On a very rare occasion, before you use the bulb, an Novistador will be behind you and he will open the door even of the bulb section, of the bulb door. So you have to react to that, like you can use the shotgun and make the Novistador fall down. But it happens very rarely. And that's also because they clip through walls, so it's very, very annoying. But that strategy I use is very consistent as long as you move your camera in front of Leon on the specific section that I told you, to avoid an auto attack from the Novistador. So this section, open the door, skip the cutscene, move your camera to your feet and do not move it at all and start running. For some reason in this game, the enemies that has projectiles, like the bowgun guys, if your camera is not looking at them, they tend to miss. And I think that's because they are programmed like that, like with the camera, like their aiming is programmed like that. So you just go here, you shoot to the barrel, you keep the shotgun, you skip the cutscene, you shoot this guy, and the guy that is behind the first one will always die with just 1 shot and shell after the barrel. And this one will take you, I think, like 2 or 3 and some knives in his body. Then you reload the shotgun and you wait for the 2 Illuminados that will come right now. Once they jump down, just shoot them in the head. There are several things can happen here. They can spawn a plaga or they can just immediately die because they have random HP values. Just be careful about that. If they spawn a plaga, do not enter in panic, because they have to like fully spawn the plaga before they can make the one-shot attack that can decapitate you. And they just kill them. And take your time. The red zealot won't start running unless you aim at him. So just take your time. It's not necessary to rush this part. Then equip the handgun, pick up the shadow and shields that are in this table. And once you start looking at the red zealot in this section, he will start running, so just shoot him in the leg from that specific part. Then equip your shotgun and start shooting him in the head. Always take into consideration your ammunition that is on your shotgun, because as you can see, when he's standing up, he has it's not high frames, but he cannot be staggered. So if you are out of ammunition and you start reloading, he will start running and he will be downstairs. So that will be very, very bad. Then just reload your weapons, equip a grenade, pick up the key, and continue with the game. Sometimes the other Illuminado that is on the other room will open the door when you are killing the red zealot. And the red zealot will take you even like 10 shot and shell sometimes, because his HP value is random as well. He can be very strong or he can be very weak. He can even only take you 1 shot and shell to kill him. After you make this puzzle that is 1, 2, 3, 4, just equip the handgun before you open this door. Skip the cutscene and shoot the Illuminado that is on the right side. You will stagger him always. And then shoot this one in the leg to make him fall down. He sometimes will rush you, it doesn't matter. Then just make quick turns, deactivate this button. Skip the cutscenes, and if the side guy is very close to you, just shoot him 1 time to disable him and enter immediately to this door. Destroy the jar, use the button, then quick turn. There are several RNGs can happen here, I will explain this right now. Just open the door. This was a very good RNG, to be honest. Just stand up right on that pillar, reload your handgun and continue. You take advantage of the rockets being destroyed by reloading your weapon behind that pillar, and they will never inflict you damage. Just pick up the goat ornament and leap. This section, it's a lot about reaction time, what this section can give you, because it's very, very RNG, very heavily RNG. So after you destroy the jar and press the button, there are, I think, like 4 or 3 things can happen. One is the one that I just show you. The enemies will be right in the door and you will just stagger them just by opening the door. The other RNG is that you will open the door and the enemies will be in front of you, but they won't be staggered. You have to shoot one of them, and you can even kick them or just even quick turn to the right and go directly to the pillar. And that happens the same if there are a lot of side guys. Just quick turn to the right and go directly to the pillar. For some reason they will never be able to attack you. It's very, very heavily RNG, and it's about reaction time and having backup strats for every kind of RNG that part can give you. Right, so for the labyrinth with the dogs, it's just about looking up. If you move your camera up, the dogs will never be able to grab you, as long as you continue running as well, because if you just stand up, they will grab you. It doesn't matter if you are moving your camera up. So pick up this first part of the moonstone, quick turn to the right side. This part is a lot about memory, because it's a labyrinth and you can get lost very easily. As long as you have a good memory and memorize where you have to go without losing any time. If you watch one of the colmillos that is behind you, just look up, just in case, because their tentacles can attack you as well. Then just quick turn to the left and move your camera up, and do not move it at all. And just leave the section while you're doing this. It's 100% consistent, by the way, as long as you move your camera up on the specific sections that I told you. Then just leave. You will hear the colmillos that will be behind you, don't worry about them. They will despawn after you end this chapter. But there's a very interesting thing about the next chapter, the chapter 333. For some reason, when you load this chapter, the colmillos will spawn outside again and will start coming to you, to this room, as you can hear right now. But that only happens when you load this chapter. If you are making a no save no damage run, or even a just no save run, the colmillos will despawn after you end the chapter 3.2, and they will never respawn again. They only respawn when you load the chapter 3.3. So that's a very good thing to know if you are trying to know if a run is segmented or not. So destroy the window of that grenade, equip the hand grenade. After the cutscene, just throw it and start walking to the door, open the door and leap. On a very rare occasion, and it will depend if you don't walk or just stand up after you throw the grenade, one of the black Illuminados will attack you when you are opening the door, and it's very, very annoying because he has a mace, and the mace auto attack is very obnoxious on the hitbox. So just disable those zealots and then start running. This is the bad RNG, by the way. It's the good RNG for speedrunners, but it's the bad RNG for a no damage run. And that's mainly because when the zealots with the shields are stuck in the door, you can open the door from the right side and you will stagger both of them and just continue running. But on no damage run, sometimes one of them won't be staggered and will immediately attack you. So that's why I don't like the RNG for a no damage run. And I just improvise on a quick turn. I shoot the Illuminado, the Bolt Illuminado behind me, and then I continue with the same strategy, just shooting to the candle in the ceiling. Right, so I'm just gonna use the modern scheme controller here again to just shoot very, very fast to Ashley and to the enemies as well. After you free Ashley, 3 zealots will come. The first 2 zealots that will come are very low HP. They will take you 9 bullets each one. But the third one, it's a little stronger. I think he take you like 15 bullets or something like that to be killed. After you kill the third one, and just change the control screen to classic again, equip an incendiary grenade and stand up right in this part. Do not move your camera at all, just position Leon correctly, like facing that little arc. And after this little cutscene of Ashley, just aim and throw the grenade. Just aim and throw. After you throw the first one, wait until the fire fully depletes and then throw the second one. I think I messed up a little here, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I messed up a little because I threw the second one a little earlier, so one of the zealots wasn't... Oh, didn't get damaged by the second incendiary grenade. But you can, like I just did, kill him with the shotgun. But as long as you throw or time correctly the incendiary grenades, that shouldn't happen. I timed it incorrectly, so that's why that happened. Because if you time it correctly, the zealots will die with just the incendiary grenades and I think one hang a bullet. So Ashley's section is pretty straightforward, the same as the any percent run. Just go from here, go to the first pull lever that is on the left side. It's not necessary to fully rotate it, just until the bottom side is on the first line of the other part. Then throw this candle. Sometimes this candle will be thrown to the enemy that is behind that is on the other side, sorry. If that happens, you have to go to the behind those little tables that is in front of Ashley right now and throw that candle to the enemy that pointed you. Yeah, that's all. The second pull lever is only necessary to rotate it until the middle of the part of the door or of the entrance. So just about pushing buttons, picking up some items, make a little puzzle. Nothing really dangerous about Ashley's section right now. After you pick up the ornament, the dangerous part starts. So I like to enter and go directly to the emblem, pick it up, or insignia, and then the ornament, and then quick turn and start running and get out as fast as we can. Because if you lose a little of time, the armadures will be, or the armors will be right in the entrance of the door, and they will body block you, and of course inflict damage. If that happens, if you are a little slower, you can go around the table, and you should be fine with that. Like lure all the armors around the table, you know. By the way, quick time events is not necessary to press the correct button. You can press both options. In PC is XC and left click, right click. You can press the 4 buttons, like spam them, and the game will like immediately make the quick time event. Alright, so chapter 4.1 is the longest chapter of the whole game on an American run. And that's mainly because we have to make a lot of backtracking to pick up the broken butterfly. And also because the Verdugo boss fight at the end of the chapter is very, very slow. Because we don't have an RPG to kill him. Well, we have one that I will pick up right now, but we will use this RPG for the Garrador's room, the 2 Garrador's room. You'll see right now why, and I will explain why when I arrive to that part. Right there I messed up a little because you have to destroy both windows in order to pick up all the items and not use the knife again. Always make Ashley wait before she arrives to the ladder, otherwise Leon will make her drop down and you will lose a little of time. Right here, equip a flashbang and throw it to the wall. It will bounce and it will blind all the enemies all the time. Don't worry about it. Pick up the magnum ammunition. Just gonna order my inventory a little here in order to pick up the broken butterfly immediately. I'm gonna discard the incendiary grenade because the incendiary grenade is an extra one that I shouldn't have. And right here, just run forward. The enemy will never be able to attack Ashley, don't worry about it.
Follow me.
So make Ashley follow you and then leave her in the door. That will make Ashley leave the door open for you. Pick up the broken butterfly and continue. So those little things that I explain and make Ashley wait or make quick turns or things like that are just about optimization of the time in the run. They are not like 100% necessary to make them for another match run if you want to go slow. So right here, equip the handgun and reload it. It's very, very important that you are with the handgun reloaded before you open this door. And this is mainly because this enemy can be avoided just by running forward through his left side. But sometimes Ashley will get stuck and he will attack her, of course. So that's why I just shoot him in the leg until he falls down. I pick up the flashbang and then I leap this whole section. So, by the way, I think I didn't mention this in any of my early 4 runs. If Ashley gets damage, that counts as damage and invalidates no damage run, by the way. So, more handgun ammunition right here.
Wait here.
So the dragon's part, just quick turn to the right, skip the cutscene as fast as you can, and go directly to this little circle rotation thing. Jump over, equip the handgun, wait a little, and shoot this guy in the leg until he falls down. Then reload your handgun, jump over again, and shoot the bald guy in the leg if you want him to fall down. You can shoot him in the body if you want. Skip this cutscene, stand up right in this corner, move your character to the right. Once the dragon is starting to throw fire, go to this part and shoot the red zealot. It doesn't matter where you shoot him, he will always fall down with just one handgun bullet. I think you cannot shoot him in the head because he has like that helmet, iron helmet. But as long as you shoot him in the body, it should be fine. Then pick up the ornament. Sometimes the Illuminado with the mace will be behind you when you're picking up the ornament, but that happens very, very rarely. Just bait an auto attack and continue running. If you are fast enough, you'll be able to arrive to the circle rotation thing. But I wasn't, so I'm just like luring auto attacks from the enemies until I can have some time to jump over. Yeah, that's this section of the game. So this is why I said there's a lot of backtracking in this chapter, why it's the longest one of the whole run. There's one hand grenade in Salazar's balcony if you want to pick it up. I don't pick it up because that messed up my inventory. Remember, this is an American run, so I don't have inventory upgrades. And with the rocket launcher, my inventory right now is very, very small. My inventory room. So for non-merchant, I like to go first for the armors and then go for the other section.
Wait.
I'll pick up the hang bullets. If you don't have space, you can leave those hang bullets after you kill the armors in the first Caldis. So for the armors, I'm gonna use the Magnum. Keep the Broken Butterfly, pick up the King's Grail, shoot the armor that is on the left side, then the one that is in front of you. I messed up that shot, so it's still fine. I'm gonna kill the one that is on the right side, and then I'm just gonna lure the armors and shoot the one that was in front of me because I missed one shot. Then just throw a flashbang. Then position yourself on these little animals. Reload your Broken Butterfly while the things are rotating and the other armors will be free. Always wait until this armor fully stand up and start walking, and then shoot. Then the one on the right side, then the one in front of you. They will always spawn the Plaga with just one Magnum bullet if you shoot them in the head. So it's basically the same strat as with the rifle in the 80%, but instead of the rifle I'm using the Broken Butterfly. Pick up the Hagen bullets and the shotgun shells and you're good to go.
Wait.
Alright, so before you enter to this part, just stand up right in the line before the entrance. Start shooting the red dots in the ceiling. So just by doing that after the cutscene, you won't have to shoot to those things and you're good to go already. Pick up the hand bullets that are on the right side, on the right corner. Just continue with the handgun equipped because you will need 2 more bullets to kill the enemies that are with the drill. They will always take you with just 1 handgun bullet to each one. Shoot to the locker, or to the lock. I forgot the word for that thing. And then reload your handgun, pick up the grail and equip a grenade. And it's just like that. Right, so this section for non-American, because we don't have the rifle, we have to do this. We have to start the entrance, start pressing the wait follow button until we arrive to this specific statue. Wait for Ashley, then start running, go to this corner, rotate yourself to the left, wait a little, and then start running, like making an angle to the left. Just by doing that, you will always avoid all the enemies, and I like to lure the enemies by making wait and follow Ashley, like every 1 second, every 2 seconds. By doing that, the enemies won't like rush, like they will stop a little. Yeah, it's just like that. It's very, very consistent, to be honest. So, Novistadores, trigger the cutscene, quick turn, and go back to the same place. So, yeah, this is the same as any percent, I think, yeah. Just go through the window and do not face them yet. Just equip the shotgun and hack this railing. And wait for the Novistadores. Use your ear, because you have to hear them. Until all of them come through the door and start flying. That's the perfect time. You have to quick turn and start shooting them. Because when they are flying, they have less HP, I think, or they are more vulnerable. So you will always kill them with just 1 shotgun shell. You can even kill 3 of them if they are on the same side of fire of the shotgun, because the shotgun has splash damage. If one of the Novistadores go to the floor, like stop flying, quick turn again until he tried to jump and make that specific auto attack. Because if you don't do that, there's a chance that he will clip through the window and will kick you. Alright, so this next part is very RNG, and I lost a lot of no save no damage runs here, unfortunately, when I was clean until this point. This is mainly because sometimes the fireballs can hit you even if you do the things correctly. What I like to do is I hack the left side of this bridge. I skip the cutscenes as fast as I can. And then I just go upstairs. And I like to avoid the enemies through the right side. Something that I figured out right here is that you don't have to wiggle yourself when you are about to avoid the last two enemies. You have to just press the right button, the up or right button. Do not press the left button, because sometimes that, I believe, some kind of manipulates the fireballs, and that tends to make them hit you more often than if you don't do that. So after you destroy the 3 wooden logs and wooden tables or whatever, and you press the pull lever, enemies will spawn down here. Equip the handgun and change your scheme to the modern again, and start shooting these enemies. I think the first one will take you like 7 bullets to be dead, or 8 or 9, I don't know. And then just wait for the second one. The other one that is shooting me right now, he will never hit you if you're here, so don't worry about him. Sometimes he won't start shooting you and he will come through the ladder. If that happens, just shoot him when he's about to climb up the ladder, and you will kill him. Change the classic again, reload, wait for the 2 arrows to be shot, and then hide behind this pillar. Wait for him to shoot 2 times, and then shoot him in the leg. Go for him, you can kill him with the shotgun if you want. I'm just gonna kill him with the knife. And after you kill him, just reload and equip the flashbang. So when you are going down this part, change your scheme to modern again. And after the cutscene, as fast as you can, aim to the right and throw the flashbang. If you throw it correctly, you should be able to just blind all the enemies, like I just did right now. If you don't throw it correctly, there's a chance that the bowgun guy and 1 enemy will be when you are about to arrive to that hand grenade part. But if you do it correctly, as you can see, it's completely free, that part. I like to aim to the enemies right here, because by aiming them, they will start rushing to you. The one that you want to rush to you is the one that is behind, because he's like kinda late. Then bait the auto attack from 3 of them and just run past through them. Skip the cutscene, bait the auto attack from these guys, and then run through the left side. That will make the rocket launcher guy to start moving to the left or to the right side. Once the 2 guys in front of you aggro to you, just wait them in this corner, and for some reason when you're in this corner and you start shooting from here, the Garradors won't hear you, so you can kill them really from here. So once you kill both of them, you can start going through the Garradors. If you can kill them right now, you can suplex them, but I don't suggest you that because when you are suplex one of them, the other one can stand up and grab you immediately after you suplex one of them. So equip the RPG and start walking. Do not run. It's very important that you walk until you arrive to this specific part of the stairs. Aim to the Garrador that is armored, shoot him, then equip the broken butterfly, go to this corner and shoot him in the plaga, and he's dead. Then pick up the disincendiary grenade by making quick turns and just leave the section. You have to do it very fast after you throw the RPG, because if you do it a little slower, there are enemies that are spawning behind you and they will able to attack you. They will be able to attack you if you do things slowly, and of course if you miss the broken butterfly shot, you are done. So magnum ammunition and an incendiary grenade right in this section. And we are coming for the Verdugo section of the game. This is very, I think it takes some like 5 minutes to or 6 minutes to defeat the Verdugo, the way I will do it. So after you pass through this specific part, the Verdugo will spawn, and there will be quick time events right after this red liquid nitrogen thing. Just spam the 4 buttons that I told you on PC. The second auto attack can be right here or can be a little further. And always wait for the third one after you pick up the shell and shells. The third one can be right here even. For some reason he wasn't giving me the third quick time event, because I'm spamming the 4 buttons right here. But always wait for it, because if you pull the lever before that, there's a chance that after you make the pull lever, he will make the quick time event and he will immediately attack you. So you pull the lever after the third quick time event and just go to the door, skip the cutscene quick turn and then start running. Sometimes he will give you a quick time event right here. I think he will give me right now, yeah. And then just go for the liquid nitrogen. Wait for him when he's behind you. Sorry, I can't speak. And then just kick him. After you kick him, you want to position yourself in front of him, and you want to bait an auto attack from him. You bait the auto attack, and then you start running through his side, and just repeat. Always run through his right arm. And wait until he fully quick turn. If you run before he fully quick turn, he will quick turn for where are you going, you know, like, and he will be able to attack you. And if you make him or you force him to make one more auto attack, he will destroy the ice on his body, and this chase will be over. Just about that. Just wait about when the quick turn is over, and then go to his right side behind him, and just repeat. I think it's 80 times that you have to do this. It's very, very, very slow. But for normal Kendaran, because we don't have RPGs and I use the RPGs for the Garrador's room, this is the best option you can have. There's an strat There's an strat for the Garrador's room where you use the Magnum. But in my opinion, it's very complex, and also it means that you don't have to use the Magnum for the armor section. Like, it will change completely the whole route that I make. So that's why I just use the RPG for the Garrador section, because I believe, in my opinion, it's the most dangerous part of this chapter. Like, Verdugo, you can cheat him, as you can see, and the armors are very dangerous, so I just like to use the Magnum for them. That was the main reason I don't use the RPG on the Verdugo, and I use this cheese. But yeah, it's just about that. If by some reason you messed up the cheese and he destroyed the ice on his body, you can use the other 2 or 3 nitro glycerin or liquid nitrogen that are in this section of the game, and just repeat the same. So you can just speed up this part. It's kind of boring to watch this, doing it 80 times, but I think it will be over right now. After the elevator is activated, you can just lure him one more time, I believe, and then go to the next liquid nitrogen. So yeah, I'm just gonna lure him one more time so he cannot be able to attack me. And I'm just gonna run directly to the next liquid nitrogen. You can hear that he destroys his eyes on his body. And just wait for him. A little jump scare and just use the knockover. And then you can kick him, or you can just leave him like that. It's the same. And just go directly to the elevator. If you like this, you don't have a good orientation because of the quick time event of the knockover. You can follow the arrows. The arrows will lead you to the elevator. But yeah, that's the longest chapter of the whole game. Unfortunately, in chapter 4.2 there's another cheese that takes some kind between 6 or 7 minutes for one of the gigantes. And also, again, because we don't have RPGs and enough magnum ammunition. So I didn't mention this, but you don't have the luxury to use a lot of magnum ammunition because we need the magnum ammunition for Salazar boss fight in chapter 4.4. So for these ganados, just run through them and pick up all the items that are on the barrels. Then jump down this ladder and go direct to the pull lever. Alright, so this section is kind of hard of explaining because of the position you have to be with Leon. It's basically going in zigzag when you see the ganados throwing you axes. You have to go first to the left side, then to the right side, making quick turns, and then to the left side again. As you can see, you will always avoid the axes being thrown. Then once you go upstairs, you have to equip your shotgun. It doesn't matter where you shoot the enemies. It's better if you shoot them in the dynamite, of course, because that will make it explode. But it's just about making them, or it's just about disable them. Then pull this lever and always look down before you jump down, because there's a possibility one of the enemies build specifically can be waiting for you downstairs, and he will immediately attack you after you jump down. Then just pull this lever, equip the shotgun again and shoot them. It doesn't matter where you shoot them, you just need to disable them. I'm just gonna disable the other enemy that was about to throw me an axe. Pick up the dynamite, equip a hand grenade and throw the hand grenade immediately. If you see an enemy that is very close to you and maybe he will try to throw you an axe, use the shotgun before you throw the hand grenade. But yeah, that's basically that. It's about reaction and know what the enemies are about to do to you, you know. Then use the dynamite, get close to this little minecart and disable Dr. Salvador. And if there's an enemy throwing you an axe as well. After you destroy the stone, the boulder, you have to disable this enemy that is with his torch. And right in this barrel you will encounter some magnum ammunition and a hand grenade. So for the gigantes part you have to follow this path. Then after the cutscene you have to quick turn and make one back step, it's very important. And by doing that you will always aggro the auto attack from the first gigante and the second one. And that will give you enough time to just kill the first one with the pull lever and then go direct to the ladder for the second one. So right here I'm just gonna use another cheese for this for this gigante, and this is mainly because of what I told you before in the video. I don't have the luxury to use a lot of magnum bullets, so I have to cheese this enemy because we need the magnum bullets for Salazar. There's an strat that speedrunners use, but that means that you have to take some damage. So for another damage run, that strat doesn't work, because the speedrun strat it's about getting or being grabbed by El Gigante, and believe it or not, when you are grabbed by El Gigante and you use your knife, that inflicts him a lot of damage. So that's why in a speedrun you will see that. But for another damage run, as I told you, that doesn't happen. So I'm just gonna do this cheese. The cheese is about going up the ladder, and when the Gigante is about to start shaking that little building, you have to jump down and start knifing him in the leg. You can knife him up to 6 times, but I don't suggest you to knife him 6 times because that's very risky. Just knife him 4 or 5 times, depending how fast you jump down and start knifing the El Gigante leg. I'm pretty sure it's like 40 or 45 knives that you need in order to kill him. I believe the first 20 will make him stagger and will show you the plaga. But it's basically that, is the cheese. Just by going up, then jump down and start knifing. Nothing very complex, to be honest. It's just tedious, of course, because it takes you like I believe 6 minutes to kill this Gigante by doing this. So yeah, you can speed up this part because it's just about that. Once the El Gigante shows you the Plaga, you have to... I think he will show it to me right now, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Once he's staggered and show you the Plaga, just take some space between you and El Gigante, equip the handgun and shoot him 4 times in the Plaga. Not more than 5. Then climb up. And this is very, very important. At 60 FPS, for some reason, if you miss the button of cutting the Plaga, like for example if I press X by accident right here, El Gigante will immediately throw you, and of course that will inflict the damage, so you need to be careful about that quick time event. And then just repeat the same. Go up the ladder, wait for him to start shaking the building, jump down and start knifing him in the leg. So maybe this is a good time to talk about Salazar boss fight. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Salazar boss fight takes you 13, up to 10 to 13 magnum bullets or something like that, if I'm not wrong. But of course we won't be able to get that amount of ammunition for Salazar. And that's mainly because the game doesn't give you all that magnum ammunition until this point. So we're gonna use the handgun after we deplete all our magnum ammunition in Salazar boss fight. Right, so after the second stagger, just do the same, take some space between you and El Gigante, just shoot him 4 times, not more, then climb up and press the button correctly, and he should be done. You will know when the Gigante is dead, when the music stops. Then just go, pick up this flashbang, reload your handgun, and leave this room. That's all. Not necessary to pick up the shotgun shells right now. I mean the shotgun shells that are on the side of the pull lever. You can pick up the ones that are here, of course. Alright, so Novistador is section 3 or part 3 of Novice. It's very obnoxious, to be honest, and there's a lot of little things you need to take into consideration to do this very consistently. First of all, you will enter to the section with the handgun, and then start shooting the Novistadors that are in front of you, and there are 2 that are on your right. If you are missing a lot of bullets, I recommend you to just reset the room, because the Novistadors that are on your right can be very, very close to you if you take a lot of time killing the ones that are in front of you. After you kill 4 Novis, just reset this room. That will avoid more Novistadors to start spawning. You can go directly to the first button. I think it's a button. We will go right now the one that is very far away from the door, Not this one that is on the right side, the other one, the one that is on the left side, passing through the bridge. So once you arrive right here on the left side, equip the shotgun and then start shooting the novice that are flying. It's very important that you kill them when they are flying, because they have weak points when they are flying and they have less HP. And if one of them goes to the floor, you're basically fucked up, because he will tank a lot of bullets. And if you waste time killing this novice, after you press this button, the novice that will spawn outside will be on your face. And that will basically mess up all this strat. So it's very important you kill the novice in the entrance very, very fast. Then equip the shotgun right here again, kill these two novice that are flying. And then this is about reaction, because the novice that will spawn right here can be in random places. One can be really very, very close to you, like this one, or they can be really far away from you. Always move your camera up and look for them to know what you can do, or if you maybe you can just like start running without stopping and without shooting anything. What we want to achieve here is to reset this whole section again, and by resetting this you will despawn the novice. On a very rare occasion, one of the novice will still be after you reset this room, but that doesn't happen very often. And if that happens, the novice will be like right in the entrance, so you can kill him and then reset the room again. Now I'm gonna pick up the shotgun shells of this section, because this will be the last time that we'll visit this part, so this is the best time to pick up these shotgun shells. And as you can hear, there are no novice. If there was a novice, you will hear their wings flying. But I'm just looking, just in case, because I think I was recording this without sound of the game, or a very low sound, so I wasn't able to hear completely. So once you press this button, the novice will spawn right in the entrance of this cavern. So just equip the shotgun and start shooting up. So novice toddlers like to clip through walls. Sometimes it's very annoying, to be honest. So you need to be careful in this entrance. Sometimes one of them can clip through the wall that is in the ceiling and can just immediately attack you. And then that's very, very annoying. But that's novice section. Shoutouts to Spiral Out, who figured out this strat for novice 3 for no damage run. So the key, or the visual key that you can have here, is this little candle on the left side to avoid being crushed. But yeah, that's chapter 4.2. Right, so chapter 4.3, there are hanging bullets on this specific barrel. The other one has an herb, I think, so not necessary to pick that up. So right here, I think I messed up my inventory big time, because in the island I will be short on hand grenades. Excuse me. And I think that's mainly because I have one extra flashbang, maybe, or one extra hand grenade. I can't remember. I messed up by something, so that's why I didn't have space for the hanging bullets right there. This part is just about running forward, nothing very complex. Enter from this window, because by doing that you will aggro one auto attack from the ganados that are behind you, and start rotating this. You can completely rotate this if you don't watch enemies coming through the windows, and if you do it fast enough. But if you watch one enemy coming through the window when you are rotating the pull lever, you can just escape the pull lever, equip the shotgun and disable them and continue rotating. The strat for here is very, very specific. You have to hack the left side when you are running here. And do not make any quick turn. If you make a quick turn, you will mess up the whole strat. Then wait for this ganado to point at you and then start climbing up the ladder. Pick up the key. Don't care about the Dr. Salvadors that are reloading their chainsaw. Just open this door. Quick turn to the right. this female ganado sometimes will point at you, sometimes she will attack you. It's more common that she will point at you instead of attacking you, but if she attacks you, you just have to lure the auto attack like I just did. Once you enter here, equip the shotgun and kill the plague at level 3. Run forward and kill the one that is behind you. Then equip the handgun and start shooting to the red dots that are in the ceiling. So the mine section before this part, like the section before this one, the one that I just run straight forward and avoid all the enemies without shooting anyone, it's very, very specific. So just follow what I did if you want to make it consistently. It's very consistent if you do it correctly, and if you don't make quick turns like I told you, and you hack the left side. Like those little things are very, very important to make it consistently. You go to the second minecart, you start shooting the enemies that are in front of you with the handgun. You can change your control scheme to modern if you feel more comfortable. I think I won't change it, I can remember. Yeah, I won't change it, I believe. But then equip the shotgun. Try to save handgun bullets, because the handgun bullets will be useful for Salazar. So just disable the enemies with the shotgun right here. If you kill them before they jump down to your minecart, they will immediately die. So that's why I started shooting them before they jump to my minecart. And there's also the possibility that they will spawn a plague if they jump to your minecart, so that's why I just do this strat. With the shotgun it's a little easier to kill 2 or 3 of them with just one shell, and that's mainly because of the splash damage of the shotgun. Right, so once you arrive to this section, try to kill these enemies fast enough, and then kill Bill that is on the pull lever, and wait for the hitbox to activate on the pull lever and then shoot. The hitbox will won't be immediately active. It won't be active immediately, so that's why you have to wait for the hitbox. Like you have to wait for the red dot of the laser sight before you shoot, and then just repeat the same. Like the worst thing can happen to you is that one Dr. Salvador jump to your minecart, because remember they have a lot of HP and it will make you waste a lot of shotgun shells. And I think there are 2 Dr. Salvadors, the one that we just disabled before and this one. I believe those are the only 2 ones that exist. So right here I messed up a little because I didn't shoot these enemies. So they jumped to my minecart. Thankfully enough they didn't spawn a plaga, so I'm pretty okay. But yeah, basically that's the strat for the minecart section of the game. Just about disable the enemies before they jump onto your minecart, so you will avoid surprises. Then after you arrive to the section that is some kind of spiral, just reload all your weapons and wait with a grenade. So once you go up the ladder, there's one flashbang that we leave here before we make the whole minecart section. And if you do it fast enough, the enemies won't be able to body block you. Then just reset by going down the ladder and going up. And just go directly by high in the right side, use the lion emblem. And that's chapter 4.3. There are some handgun bullets right here. I like to move my camera to the left side because I want to make something very specific here, like a very early quick turn, then quick turn again, equip the handgun, shoot one time. It's very important that you shoot one time, because by doing that you will aggro this enemy and he will point at you instead of charging to you. This black zealot sometimes will be very close to you and try to attack you, like in this occasion. But the most common thing that will happen is that he will be waiting in the hand. Then after you go up, you throw a flashbang, you will disable all these enemies, you pull this lever, equip the shotgun, do not kick any of these enemies, not necessary. Just disable these two black zealots. Equip the handgun, shoot to this little thing. I think it's a pull lever as well. Then equip the shotgun again and just jump over. Because the other black zealots are jump over to the hand and you are jumping over as well, they won't be able to attack you. Wait for this red zealot. If he's going up the ladder, you are good to go and jump down. You have to do this section very fast because the zealot with the bow gun that is upstairs will start throwing you arrows. Believe it or not, they have auto aim, so they will easily hit you if you waste some time. Alright, so you go right here. I think I messed up the strat right here because you have to shoot the one that is pulling the lever and the one that is on his side in order to aggro them immediately. But it's just about killing these Illuminados right now. Like if you get close to the ladder, the Illuminado that was pulling the lever should be jumping down. But I think I'm trying to save some ammunition right here by just disabling them and knifing them in the floor. Yeah, I just killed both of them, and then when you get close to the ladder, as you can see, the other one will jump down. I'm gonna suplex him, and yeah, he's done. Once you climb up, you can just like skip this cutscene, quick turn. Wait for him to throw the first dynamite. Do not destroy the dynamite, the first one, because you want that dynamite to destroy all the barrels that are in the elevator. Once he destroys the barrels, you can shoot the dynamite when it's close to him and just kill him like that. And then just pick up all the goodies right here. Start pushing the boxes. It's very important that you do this part fast enough because the enemies are coming for you. Then you press this button, go to this corner, quick turn to the left side, kill this enemy that is on the left side, and then quick the enemy that is behind you. These enemies, the bowgun guys, will always take you only 2 handgun bullets, so not very complex to kill them. Then stand up right in this corner, wait for the enemies to jump down to the elevator, position yourself here. I'm positioned myself right there because I want one of them to fall down by just shooting them with a shotgun, as you can see. The most dangerous one in this section are the bolt ones, because the bolt ones will always spawn a plaga. The other ones will never spawn a plaga level 2, only the bolt ones. So what you want to chip here is make the bolt ones, to fall down from the elevator. The other ones, it doesn't matter if you make them fall down, it's okay, don't worry about it. Of course, you make them fall down, it's very good, right? Because you will save some ammunition. But yeah, it's just about making the bold ones to leave the elevator as fast as you can before they spawn a plaga, as you can see. About positioning yourself in front of the one of the sections you can make them fall down, you know. So right there, I kinda messed up because he's not on a very good position, so I want to move myself in order to make him fall down. But yeah, I think that was the last one. Yeah, and the one that is right now, I'm just gonna have some fun with him, I believe. Yeah, that's the elevator section. Of course, the speedrun strat is completely different, and it's about positioning yourself correctly and using the modern scheme controllers. I don't use the strat because, to be honest, I never practice that strat. I think I tried just 2 times and I didn't get it, and I said I'm just gonna use a new strat. But yeah, if you learn the speedrun strat, of course, is much more better than the strat I just use. But it's a little complex, of course. So before Salazar, there are some magnum bullets right here on the side of the merchant. Enter to the boss fight with the magnum equipped. What you want to do is, so this strat is from a spiral out as well. What you want to do is stand up right on the edge of the door. And when you stand up right in the edge of the door, Salazar will always miss the auto attacks, even if the quick time event triggers. Do not use it; it's not necessary. And once he starts opening his nest, run to the other edge of the door, and then start shooting him with the magnum. And just repeat the same. The worst thing can happen to you right here is that one quick time event will appear when you are shooting, and that will make Leon move to the other side, and sometimes you can even die because Salazar's mouth will try to grab you. But it's just basically about that. Just stand up on the edge of the doors, avoiding the auto attacks from Salazar, and once he opens his nest, go to the other edge and start shooting from there. Once you are out of magnum ammunition, just use your handgun. That's why we save a lot of handgun ammunition for this section specifically. So that's what I told you that is very annoying. One quick time event can be right when you are about to shoot. Thankfully enough, the game didn't recognize the quick time event, so I didn't make Leon move immediately. But yeah, it's basically that. Never use the quick time events, not necessary. You don't only mess up the strat. Pretty sure it will take you like 40 handgun bullets, something like that, to kill Salazar after you deplete all your magnum ammunition, and also that will depend of if you were lucky enough to get a drop of magnum ammunition on any of the enemies, or maybe a barrel. But yeah, that's Salazar boss fight. So after you defeat him, when you jump down, there's shot and shells and an incendiary grenade. The most important thing is the incendiary grenade, more than the shot and shells, because incendiary grenade will be our main weapon for U3 boss fight in chapter 5.3. Oh, there's a flashbang as well, yeah. Right, so equip the handgun, destroy this barrel, and then kill the snake. Maybe you're wondering why I'm picking up this egg. And this egg is for a very specific strat in chapter 5.2, when we will kind of exploit the enemy's AI with Ashley. Also, we need another space or a slot, so I'm just gonna discard the shadow shells that I have, and then pick up the flashbang, and that's the castle. Right, so heading to the island. The island is not so long like the castle, but it's pretty okay on time. Of course, the village is the shortest one. But anyway, there are some. I think it's not so complex, to be honest. The island, the chapter 5-3 is the most complex one because you have to fight two bosses in the same chapter. All right, so after this cutscene, just aim up, shoot to the light, then equip a grenade, jump over, then bait an auto attack from this enemy. I'm just gonna discard one hand grenade because I need space for the magnum ammo. Bait auto attack from that soldier, then climb up and pick up the magnum bullets that are on the left side. So the reflector, you want to move it, and you want to move the tip of the right side to the stone in the barrel. Sorry, to the wood in the barrel. By leaving it there, it's in the perfect position to just use the laser sight and make the whole puzzle without having to come back to that place. Then throw a flashbang for JJ, activate the lasers, and go for the other reflector. I'm trying to bait out attack from the shield guy. I think I did bait this pretty monk-ass. We will see it right now. But move the reflector to the other one, and that should be the puzzle. Then you have to throw a flashbang before you jump down. That's what I messed up right here, because I didn't throw the flashbang. JJ is awakened and he's not blinded, so I will have to wait here. I'm gonna equip the shotgun, then quick turn and shoot the enemies that are coming from behind. Then when I hear that JJ is not shooting, I can start running. JJ should have been shooting to the bridge, but he's following me, so that's why he's not shooting. But yeah, that's the first section of chapter 5.1. Then shoot this enemy in the body, and then the other one can, if he points at you, you can just run directly and climb up. But if he doesn't point at you and make a side step, that means he will try to grab you when you are passing through him. Right here, stand up right on the stone that is on the right. Equip the handgun and shoot him to make him fall down. Then move your camera down. I move my camera down because by doing that, I will avoid the bowgun guys to shoot me. Because remember the camera rule they told you in chapter 3.2. Right here, I like to hack the right side of this section, because by hacking the right side you won't aggro the bowgun guy, but after you shoot you will aggro him. So you need to, as soon as you shoot, you have to go and directly enter to the door, otherwise the bowgun guy will hit you. Then just reload all your weapons. There's a hand grenade right here, or incendiary. I think it's a hand grenade. No, it's an incendiary grenade, okay. Then for the enemy that is coming through the fire, just equip the shotgun and shoot him. He will always die with just one shot and shell. Then equip a hand grenade, because we will use a hand grenade right now. For this big soldier, you can just avoid him by just going directly to the door and open it. But if you get stuck or you don't open it fast enough, he will hit you, of course. If you don't want to do this strat, you can just equip the shotgun and shoot him in the leg, and you will disable him and you're good to go. So right here you will have to throw the hand grenade to the door in the middle, then start moving so the door will be open and the hand grenade will make them explode because they have dynamites. Then position yourself right here and start throwing incendiary grenades. I think I messed up the first one. Yeah, I messed up the first one, so one of the bowgun guys won't be dead. I will just kill him with the magnum and some handgun bullets, I believe. Yeah, the one that is there. Yeah, now he's dead. I'm just gonna reload my weapon and equip a grenade and continue. So regenerators section, the first regenerators section of the game. Not something very dangerous to talk about it. It's just about baiting the auto attacks from them, just like the enemies at the beginning of the village. Just about getting close to them, then go backwards until they fully end the animation of their attacks, and then just pass through them. Because when they are in the middle of animation of an auto attack, they cannot perform another one, so that's the perfect window time to pass through them. Can't remember the solution of this puzzle, to be honest. So I think it's red 2, green 3, blue 1, something like that. But anyway, pick up the key card, then quick turn to the right side as fast as you can and just leap. It's not necessary to bait the auto attack from this regenerator because there's plenty of space between you and him. But for this one not, so you have to bait an auto attack from this one. As you can see, after he made the auto attack, you can just pass through him. So he has two types of auto attacks. The one that he do with his both arms, like he just did it, and the other one that he just make a slap with one arm. If I remember correctly, the one that has the biggest hitbox is the one with the two hands. The one with just one hand, I think it has a tiny hitbox, so you don't need to go backwards a lot if you do that specific auto attack. So I'm gonna use the drill to kill these enemies. Sorry, not the drill, the crane. Yeah, it's a crane. And after you do that, you can just go. If you messed up by mistake, I suggest you to, like, the most dangerous one is the one with the bowgun. The other ones are not really dangerous, so I suggest you to kill first that one if you're not confident enough to use the crane correctly. So just open this locker, but do not pick up the flashbang, not necessary. We will pick it up later. And that's mainly because we don't have a lot of space and we need to pick up some items. So that's why we will leave the flashbang for later. Excuse me. Right, so enter to this section by hiding the left side. Then start rotating yourself to the right, bait the auto attack from the shield guy and start continue. Move your camera down because the bowgun guy can hit you otherwise. And just continue running. It doesn't matter if the one that rushed at me start running or he just pointed at me. It's the same, you just continue running. Then for the Iron Maiden, just stand up right in the corner of this wall, shoot him in the legs, then get close to him to bait an auto attack. That specific auto attack, the spike auto attack. You have to do this very fast. After you bait the spike auto attack from the Iron Maiden, you have to move your camera down while you are using the knife and start knifing him. And for some reason you perma-stun him and you will kill him eventually. I think it's 40 knives, something like that. But if you messed up the bait auto attack from the spikes, or maybe you will get hit because the hitbox is kinda big of the spikes, or maybe he will jump. But he will only jump if you mess up the first bait of the spikes. So that's why you have to do this part very fast. Like shoot him in the leg, then get close to him to bait him the spike auto attack. Go backwards, then get close again and start knifing him in the floor. By the way, he will never stand up, so don't worry about it. So reload your shotgun and pick up the keycard. Leave this room. Shoot to the crow that is in the middle because he has a flashbang. And then the second barrel right here has an incendiary grenade. I just was testing my luck to know if I can get maybe a lucky pickup of shotgun shells. Who knows? But I didn't, so I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna discard the handgun bullets because no longer necessary for now. What we need right now are shotgun shells more than anything, because at the beginning of chapter 5.2 there's a lot of enemies that we need to deal with. Do not pick up the rifle ammo, that's a mistake. The shotgun shells are right here. Alright, so equip the flashbang, then change your control scheme to modern. This is very important because by doing that you will aim immediately up and throw the flashbang. Because if you waste a little of time while you are aiming up with the classic controller's scheme, for example, one of the bow gun guys will hit you. So that's why I changed to modern to do it very, very fast. Then equip the shotgun and shoot these two guys in the legs. Then go directly to the door and use the keycard, and that's chapter 5.1. Alright, so chapter 5.2, there's something very important to take into consideration for this, for the beginning of this chapter, and when you reload a checkpoint or you reload save state for chapter 5.2, there will be 2 less enemies. But on a no save run, there will be 2 extra enemies. So it's basically more simple to deal with them if you just reload a checkpoint or a save state. So what I do there is I throw a hand grenade, then I just watch the position of the enemies. What I want to achieve here is to group them and then throw them an incendiary grenade and just kill them after that. The main reason I throw an incendiary grenade is because they spawn Plaga level 3, and by throwing an incendiary grenade, it's you will avoid that, just like that. Then I just kill all the enemies. I'm gonna reload my shotgun, equip a hand grenade, and go back for Ashley. Mainly for shot and shells more than Ashley, to be honest. Who cares about Ashley? I'm joking. I care about her. But anyway, pick up the handgun bullets over here and leave this room. Always leave this room with a flashbang equipped. Quick turn to the right side. After the cutscene triggers, throw the flashbang, then pick up the flashbang on these lockers, and then go directly to the button. Skip the cutscene of the button, and just run. Do not make quick turns, not necessary. Then equip an incendiary grenade, because will be the grenade that we need right now. If by some reason one of the enemies grab Ashley, that's okay, do not save her, because when you arrive to this cutscene, she will be teleported here anyway. It doesn't matter if an enemy grab her or not. So open both, pull levers. Then start pushing this thing, because an Iron Maiden is behind you. Of course, there are some little things you can do to speed up this part, and that's the speedrun strats, but that doesn't matter here. So Iron Maiden, second Iron Maiden, just wait him and he fully ends the breach. Then throw him an incendiary, wait a little, and then start running. Because if you start running immediately, the incendiary grenade will inflict you damage to you and Ashley, so that's not bueno. Then just equip the shotgun for here, leave Ashley in the door, get close to these enemies, shoot them. What you want to do to them is disable them and then start killing the big one, this one. Like always, try to get close as much as you can to the enemies with the shotgun, because you know the shotgun deals more damage when you are close to the enemies. Most of the time the enemies that are behind this one that I'm killing right now will spawn a plaga, like just like that one. But yeah, I think it's just something like that. And I'm just gonna finish this enemy with the handgun, not necessary to waste more shot and shells. Alright, so we arrived to the part where we're gonna use the egg. So the egg works like this. What we want to achieve here is go to the edge of this tunnel, then lure Ashley, then aim and throw the egg, and then jump down while you are holding the aim button. And because you are holding the aim button, Ashley will stay crouched all the time, and you can start moving because you are not without weapons. So that's the main reason we pick up the egg and at the end of chapter 4.4. Then just check this thing, like this pull lever. And after you check this pull lever, you can release the aim button, and as you can see, the enemies won't aggro to you because they didn't watch you, and they won't aggro to Ashley anyway. So it's an exploit more than a glitch, if you want to consider the glitch. It's more an exploit. And when doing that, you have this part 3. You can make the 3 pull levers without worrying about the enemies. And after the third one, you want to equip a flashbang and throw it before the enemies come to you. So after the third one, just go throw a flashbang and you can leap. You can do that part without throwing a flashbang if you want to, but it's kind of risky because the bowgun guy can immediately shoot you. So that's why I just throw a flashbang to not take into consideration that issue. Then right here there's an incendiary grenade. The regenerator is behind the door, won't aggro to you unless you make some noise. Even if you make the wave follow, as you can see right now, he will aggro to me immediately. So I'm just gonna leave Ashley right here. I'm gonna wait for the regenerator, gonna bait an out attack, and then gonna make Ashley wait, follow me again and close the door. Then I'm gonna make Ashley wait and follow here because I want to aggro the other regenerator that is around the corner, and I messed up right here a little the strat because what I should have done is leave Ashley in the door so she can leave the door open for me. Then just throw an incendiary grenade for the regenerator and then go around him. Remember, always wait a little of time before you start going around the regenerator, because when you throw an incendiary grenade, specifically because the incendiary grenade can inflict damage to you as well. Shell and shells right in this crate. The other ones, I think they have rifle ammo and an 8 spray, so not necessary for a no merchant and no damage run. Then right here is the perfect time to reload all your weapons if you didn't reload them before. So the strat right here is kind of similar of the any percent run, like pro any percent, no save no damage, with some differences. Like the first difference we will see is right now that we will let the enemies jump to the truck, and that is mainly because I want a lucky drop. Maybe they can drop me ammunition. So when they group each other, I'm just gonna go to this corner, wait for them to group each other again when they jump, and then start killing them from here. If you're lucky enough, you can get a very lucky drop of ammunition. The best thing they can drop you here is magnum ammunition, or even an incendiary grenade. Unfortunately for me, that didn't happen for some reason. But that's the main goal, why I let them jump. And of course, as I explained in the any percent run, I started running on the edge of the truck, and that's mainly because by doing that you'll aggro an auto attack from an enemy and they won't throw you the axes. So you will avoid that just by doing that. Then for the truck that is behind you, just shoot him 7 times, or shoot it 7 times with the handgun. It's always 7 times, 7 bullets with the handgun. With the magnum it's only 1. I'm very low on handgun ammunition, so that's why I'm just gonna use 1 magnum bullet for the next truck. And these enemies do not care about them. Oh, they didn't spawn. That's interesting. Yeah, sometimes they don't spawn for some reason. But anyway, for this truck, just shoot it 1 time and that's it. Then reload your magnum. So equip the flashbang, because the next section that we'll encounter right here is about blinding enemies and make some specific movement in order to avoid an axe.
I'm leaving it to you.
Alright, so this is very important. You climb up, then you rotate your character, do not move it, rotate to the left. And when you see this soldier start running, you start running to him, you bait an auto attack, go backwards, then you go to the right, then go to the left, and then throw the flashbang. It's very important that you follow that line, like going to the right, then to the left, because by doing that you will always avoid the axe throw from that enemy. Then bait the auto attack from the mace guy and climb down, and that's it. It's 100% consistent, by the way. Then you keep the shotgun and kill the enemies that are here on the floor. It's usually 2 or 3, max 3. It can be more. Can be more if you are a little slower after the flashbang. But usually it's only 2 or 3. So try to save some ammunition, and so kill the enemies with a knife if you have the chance. But if you don't, just use the shotgun. Of course, try to use the shotgun when you are very close to them, so you can inflict the full damage. So for the last section of the truck, stand up right in the corner on the right side, equip the handgun and start aiming up to the left side and kill these 2 enemies. There will be 2 more that will be on the same place, like on the same direction. A little up. Right, I believe it's right here, yeah. They will always die with just 2 bullets. Then equip the shotgun and start running to the edge of the truck. What we want to achieve here is group the enemies and throw one incendiary grenade. I'll mess up the strat completely, of course, because you want to do this very fast. You want to throw the incendiary before you shoot with the shotgun. That was a mistake, because by doing that you will avoid a plague being spawned, and then you want to kill these enemies that are on the right and on the left side with the shotgun, because if you kill them before they jump to your track, they will immediately die. So I messed up completely the strat, and I tried to improvise here a little because I didn't want to restart this whole chapter. But anyway, I think I did it completely fine, but I will be low on flashbangs because I will use one right now. And that's mainly because the flashbangs will always kill immediately the plagas. And the truck is behind me right now, so I don't want to take any chance. There's also one enemy waking up. Then just shoot this truck with just one magnum bullet, and that's all. That's chapter 5.2, basically. There are some goodies that we will pick up, specifically an incendiary grenade right now.
Welcome.
Alright, so this is a mistake. I shouldn't have used the merchant. I'm not using it, so don't worry. I didn't buy anything or sell anything. It was just a mistake. I think it was muscle memory because I was very used to doing any percent run. But anyway, the beginning of chapter 5.3. So chapter 5.3, in my opinion, is one of the hardest chapters in the whole run. And that's mainly because you have to fight two bosses, U3 and Krauser. And both bosses are very specifically, even a little mistake that you can make can cost you the run, you know, because you will get hit by that. So this enemy is nothing very complex. Just run, go direct to the door. You will avoid them. Quick time event, so not too much to talk about this. Remember, as I told you in Ashley's section in chapter 3.4. In the PC version of the game, you can press both options, XC and right click and left click. You don't have to press like the correct one. The game will kind of recognize that you are pressing one of them, so it will just make it successfully. So that's all.
Been a long time, comrade. Krauser. I died in a crash 2 years ago. Is that what they told you?
You're the one who kidnapped Ashley.
You catch on quick, as expected. After all, you and I both know where we come from.
What do you want?
The sample Sadler developed, that's all.
Leave Ashley out of this!
Oh, I needed her to buy Sadler's trust in me. Like you, I'm American.
You got her involved just for that?
All for Umbrella's sake.
Umbrella?
Almost let it slip. Enough talk. Die, comrade!
Ada!
Well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress.
Looks like we have the upper hand here.
You may be able to prolong your life, but it's not like you can escape your inevitable death, is it?
You knew each other?
More or less. Maybe it's about time you told me the reason why you're here.
Maybe some other time.
Alright, so heading to U3 boss fight before we have the laser room. So in the laser room, if you are equipped with a grenade or without weapons, you can just pass through it. Pass through the first two, as you can see. And then just make the quick time events for these ones. For the last one, there's a little trick to do it a little faster. What you want to do is go and check the button. Then check the button again and start pressing the left click, right click. And by doing that, you will kinda forward the laser's quick time event. Alright, so for you three, the first section, it's very similar to the 90% with some differences. First of all, you want to enter to this fight with the Magnum equipped. So after the cutscene, just aim and shoot to you three, then equip a grenade and start running. He will always jump after the first Magnum bullet. Then destroy this light, use the button, and after this button, you want to bait an auto attack. You bait the auto attack and you go around you three. He sometimes will try to attack you again, but because you are already around him, that doesn't matter. And some other times he will jump to the ceiling and he will try to catch you from the ceiling if you are you have very bad luck, or he will just start following you like on this occasion. Then pick up the incendiary grenade, equip the handgun, destroy this light, equip the Magnum, and after a cutscene, the same. Shoot him one time, then equip a grenade. Equip the handgun and destroy this light, equip a grenade, and start going around this corner. Press the button as fast as you can and start going again. What you want to chip here is hack the right side of this part, because by doing that you will avoid U3 start following you. But I was very unlucky and he tried to grab me with a quick time event and I just avoided just by doing that. Then equip a hand grenade and go to this corner. There's a little trick right here. You can stand up right in this corner and throw the grenade to the corner that is on the right side. If you throw it correctly, you will destroy the light and you have free pass to this button. So you just have to press the other one, and that's the whole section basically. After this one, just go to the right side, like hack the right side of this part. So you will avoid the auto attack from U3, and open this, and that's all. Now the real boss fight starts. So for the boss fight, you will use incendiary grenades and the knife, nothing else. You can use the Magnum for some backup strats if you get stuck on U3 body. I think that won't happen in this run. So you want to go to his left side and start knifing him in the ass. Then this is kind of hard to explain how this works, because there's a lot of things, like little things, to take into consideration to make this consistently. I will try my best. So when you are in the back of U3 and you start knifing him, there are two things he can do. He can rotate himself immediately to try to cut you in half, like he's doing it. Or he can try to grab you with his hand, but he will rotate anyway because he has to face you before he can do any of those auto attacks. So what you want to achieve for this fight is not get greedy, like not make 4 knives, only 2, max 3. Because if you do 4, you won't have enough time to start going to his back again. And quick turns, I have a video of how the quick turns in this game works with the camera and with the aiming. It's 100% necessary for this boss fight. If you don't know how to do the quick turns like that, you will have a very bad time. Speedrunners in this part use, I believe, 9 incendiary grenades to avoid this strat. I don't use that strat because I don't have the same inventory management as an speedrun run. So that's why I'm just gonna use 4 incendiary grenades for this boss fight and use the knife for the first phase. Something very important to take into consideration for this phase is that after you knife him, and you have to wait for him to rotate, so you can position yourself with Leon, like I just do. After I knife, I position myself with Leon and wait for the rotation and the attack. And if he's very, very close to a wall, what you want to do is like you want to hack the wall. So when he rotates, he won't body block you. And you will have enough space to go around him again. But if you are not feeling very comfortable by when you are very close to a wall and maybe you will think that U3 will body block you, you can use a mag shot to position himself or position U3 to another place that you can feel more comfortable, because every magnum shot will make him go backwards a little. As you can see right here, I just position myself so I won't get body block after he rotates and after the stagger of the knife. But yeah, that's basically the first phase. After first phase, I start knifing him 6 times. I think I will mess up a little and I will just knife him 4 times. But then wait for him. If he started doing that auto attack, so if he started doing that auto attack, it's very risky that you throw the incendiary grenade. So just take space between you and him until he start diving through the earth, I believe is how it's called, and then be ready for the quick time events, because he likes to do that. Then when he came through the floor, just throw him an incendiary grenade. Then he did the same again. He started diving. I'm just gonna wait for the quick time events again, very close to the barrel, because what we want to achieve here is to throw 1 grenade and make explode the barrel as well. This was a mistake, and I completely forget about it, because before you destroy the first barrel, you want to throw him 2 incendiary grenades. He's doing the same attack again, so I'm just gonna make him dive into the earth. I'm gonna wait for the quick time events right in this place, because by doing that you will have enough space to throw him 1 incendiary grenade before destroying the barrel. But I believe I will wait for the barrel and I'm just gonna throw it 1. And then I need to throw 1 more and he should be dead, but he's making that nasty auto attack that has a long range, so I'm gonna wait for him to drive through the earth again and just wait for the quick time events. And then once he come through the earth, just gonna throw him 1 more incendiary and he's done. And that's U3. He will always take you 4 incendiary grenades after the first phase. So second phase, it's always 4 incendiary grenades, but 2 of them has to be with 1 barrel. Alright, so head into Krauser, pick up this hand grenade, open this door, and right on the edge of this, right on this edge, just equip the handgun and shoot to the barrel. Then immediately equip a grenade, it doesn't matter which one, and climb down or jump down and go directly to this part. And there are ladders that you can climb down, and that's it. Nothing very complex. As long as you are fast enough, the enemy shouldn't be able to attack you. If you miss a shot before you shoot to the barrel, that can be a problem, because the enemies will start moving and maybe with the barrel you won't stagger all of them. So Krauser boss fight is basically the same as CN%. There's nothing different. I'm gonna try my best to explain everything again and maybe make it more specific. So if you start shooting with the TMP, try to hack the left side before you open the door. Then go directly to this crate, open it, pick up the magnum bullets, go outside again and stand up right on the edge of the stairs. Then move your knife back down, and wait for the Krauser to come for you. Then when he comes, it's only 2 knives. The other RNG was very lucky, because he go backwards and he start going up the stairs again. So he gave me like the perfect RNG and the perfect time to just knife him 2 times very easily. But most of the times he won't do that. After the first knife he will move to the left or to the right very fast, and you have to react to that and move your knife to the right or to the left side, depending where he moves. Then right here just hack the left side, because sometimes he likes to start shooting with a TMP or throwing you a grenade. Even a quick time event can happen. Then enter to this cutscene with the handgun equipped. Move your character to the left side, aim up, and just shoot as soon as he throws the grenade. Then equip your knife and shoot and knife him in the face. It's very consistent, this strat. Maybe it looks complex because I just shoot a grenade in the air, but believe it or not, the grenade hitbox from this specific section, it's very big, so it's basically impossible to miss the shot. If you don't feel very comfortable with the handgun, you can use the shotgun, because the shotgun has splice damage. But I suggest you to just use the handgun. Believe me, the hitbox of the grenade is very big, so it's basically impossible to miss that shot. And then when he climbed down, just wait him with the knife and knife him in the face. Then by entering to this building, you will avoid Krauser spawn outside. The important stuff to pick up there was the shotgun shells. Then right here, just hack to the left side, quick turn to the right side, and start running forward. Do not care about anything. The enemies will never be able to attack you unless you body block yourself with them. Then after this cutscene, you have to start moving to the left side, forward left side, and make a little quick turn to the left side again. The worst thing can happen to you is that you get stuck in the corner, and of course the enemies will hit you because they have machine guns. So you have to be very fast. Alright, so we arrived to Krauser boss fight. The main stuff, or the main thing to take into consideration for this boss fight is the timing of the knives that you will make. After the cutscene, you have to run forward and a little to the left side and then make a quick turn to the right side. Just like this. By doing that, you will always avoid the attack from the Krauser, then get close to him and start knifing him. One time in the chest, then one time in the chest down. Do not do it like, do not hold the knife. You have to press, then wait and press again. Like, the time is very specifically. As long as you understand and learn the stagger animation of Krauser, because when he's staggered, he has some kind of iframe, so that's why you cannot like knife him consecutively. You have to wait a little before you make the second knife to make him stand up and then repeat again. It's about timing and know how Krauser works, how the stagger animation of Krauser works. Once you learn those two things, the fight will be very simple. But that's chapter 5.3. Alright, so starting chapter 5.4. Enter to this chapter with incendiary grenades equipped. You need 2. It's better if you have 3 or 4, but if you have 2, it's okay. Like the minimal amount that you need are 2. What you want to do here is position yourself behind those boxes and then aim upside, like the highest you can move your camera to the upside, you know. And then just throw the incendiary grenade, and by doing that you will kill the enemy on the machine gun with an incendiary grenade. Do not stick to the boxes. You have to be like a little behind of the boxes before you throw the incendiary grenade. Then throw the hand grenade to the left side right here. Then drop the ladder and jump down. So everything happens very fast right here. Kinda hard to explain how everything works here. So just feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below so I can explain you better if you don't understand anything, or just contact me on Discord if you want to. It's okay. So when an enemy drops down, just shoot him. Always look for yourself to the left side, to the right side, sorry, and to the left side as well, because the enemies can stand up or another enemy can climb down the ladder. What you want to wait is 2 more enemies that will climb down the ladder, and they're right there, so I can start climbing up. Then do not reload your shotgun, not yet. Equip a grenade and go right to this crate or to this barrel. Open it, pick up the flash grenade, just leave this building. Alright, so if Mike starts shooting, it's okay, just hack the left side. And you should be fine, because Mike tries to start shooting sometimes if you waste a lot of time on the section that was before this one. Then reload your weapons right here and wait for the enemies. Of course, it's better if you wait them to get very close to you, because you can decapitate them with the shotgun. But they, most of the time, like 80% of the time, you will spawn a plaga. So be careful with that. I'm gonna use a magnum bullet right here to deplete a little of HP of this enemy, but the plaga is not dead yet, so I'm just gonna use the handgun to finish this guy. And always here for the boga guy that it's down on the right side right now. Sometimes Mike kill him, but not all the time. I don't remember if Mike killed him on this occasion. I believe he killed him. You will hear that he's throwing arrows, so you want to wait for the second arrow and then start running. I believe Mike killed him, so that's why I'm not hearing the bowgun guy right now. But anyway, go around the corner to the left side, use this slide down. You will stagger JJ by doing that, then pick up the hand grenade that is on the left side, quick turn and throw the flashbang. This throw of the flashbang, it's kind of specific because you want to throw it down, not to JJ. Like right where I pull the lever. Because when you throw the flashbang right there, oh, the bowgun guy is there. When you throw the flashbang right there, you will blind the bowgun guy and you will blind JJ as well. So climb up this ladder. Always look for the enemy if he's not dead with the machine gun guy. So if the shield guy is not dead, after you shoot this guy with the rocket launcher, you want to shoot the shield guy. Then equip an incendiary grenade and then stand up right here. And the position what you want to chip is the hair of Leon has to be at the end of those little bags, and of course in the middle, and you will always throw the incendiary grenade correctly there. Then the enemies on the machine guns will always die with just 2 magnum bullets. If you feel more comfortable, you can change your scheme to modern controllers, because remember, when you have to aim to a long distance, it's better to use modern controllers because aiming it's better by doing that. Then throw a hand grenade down the ladder, because by doing that you will disable all the enemies that are down the ladder. So once you climb down, they will never be able to attack you as soon as you climb down, because they are waiting for you. That's why I throw a hand grenade before climbing down or jumping down. And then this part should be free, because for some reason the enemies doesn't have any other place to go for you. They have to go from where I come from. So that takes a lot of time. And also there's a very cool trick right here, that if you stand up right on this part where I am right now, after they climb up the ladder, they won't come for you, they will start jumping down again for some reason. So what you want to wait is that the enemies start climbing up and they stop running, so you can climb down, so they cannot like catch you by surprise, and just make these quick turns, jump over that little entrance, and that's this section. So right here I realize I'm very low on hand grenades and flashbangs, because the hand grenades are very useful for Saddler boss fight. But I'm gonna improvise Saddler boss fight, and I will do it without hand grenades. But like, what you want to chip for the Saddler boss fight is at least having 2 hand grenades if you want to do like the safest way of the No Merchant run for Saddler. But I believe it's good to show it how to do it without hand grenades, so you can learn. Maybe you're making an unsafe no damage run of this specific category and you are low on hand grenades, so you will know how to deal with Saddler. So pick up all the goodies, climb up this part, open the door. Always reload your weapon before you enter to this section, because this section is disgusting. It's very heavily RNG, and it's about YOLOing. I like to YOLO this part, to be honest. Well, it's not so bad, to be honest. Like, of course it's very heavily RNG because of the position of the enemies, but it's kind of consistent. So you shoot this guy with the Magnum, then equip a flashbang and start running. This guy will always miss the axe, so don't worry about it. Be careful about the shield guy, because he likes to try to attack you. Then after you check this door, skip those cutscenes, throw the flashbang. You have to be careful and have a good reaction, because sometimes one shield guy can come from the right side, some other times one of the enemies won't be staggered, some other times one enemy won't be staggered with a barrel like that one. Then pick up the keycard and watch what's here, then climb up. 90% of the time the bowgun guy will be here on the right side, so you have to be very, very fast. Disable him completely and then go directly to the keycard. Always equip a hand grenade, watch for that entrance, because an enemy can be there as well. So you need to be careful about that. If there's an enemy, after you use the keycard, equip the handgun and shoot him in the leg. Then jump down, use this button, and then equip a flashbang. Always never stop running, always continue running, and throw this flashbang on this entrance, because sometimes there are enemies right here, and on this occasion I have the good RNGs, though the enemies are not there because they are on the other side. Then before you climb down this, throw a hand grenade because there can be enemies waiting for you, and then jump down before you can get staggered by the barrel. Then equip a flashbang and start running. Always, it's reaction time, sorry. I think I'm just gonna disable this enemy, or I'm gonna just bait an auto attack, yeah. Because I want to save this flashbang for later. It's a good call, but yeah, that's the whole section. There are 2 shield guys right here, just bait the auto attack from them, and then pass through them. And that's all. Alright, so this section I like to have a flashbang because I can do this. I can just quick turn myself to the right side and then throw the flashbang. If you don't have a flashbang, you can use a shotgun. Then it's very important that in this cutscene do not skip it immediately, because if you skip it immediately, there's a chance that Ashley will stay behind and body blocked by an enemy. So you want to wait at least 1 or 2 seconds on that cutscene before you skip it. But yeah, that's chapter 5-4, and now we are on the final chapter. Sadler boss fight. Alright, so before you enter to the boss fight, reload your weapons. Specifically, you need the handgun and the magnum. The shotgun, it's optional, not really necessary, but enter to the boss fight with the handgun. Skip all the cutscenes, move yourself to the left side, and shoot to the eye, to his right eye. Then equip the magnum, shoot him 1 time in the eye, and when the eye is going back to the same place that it was at the beginning, shoot it again. Not later, not before. It's very important, because if you do that, there's a possibility that you will miss the shot. I think I will miss 1 shot in this run. Then just wait for the eyes. When an eye is open, just shoot it, and then repeat the same. Shoot 1 time when it's on the floor, and then a second time when it's on the stagger animation, and then climb up and use the knife, and then repeat again the same again. You can do this 4 times at the beginning of the fight, because the eyes on their legs can be shoot 2 times each one. Because as you can see right now, I will shoot it again to the one that is to his left leg, and the eye is already destroyed, as you can see, and then the same. When you are out of ammunition, what you want to do is reload your magnum after you stagger Sadler, after you shoot to the leg, because that animation takes some kind of 2.5 seconds, so it's a perfect window time to reload your magnum. As you can see, shoot, equip the magnum, and reload it immediately. Do not waste any time. And then shoot him in the eye, and then the same when he's staggered the second time. Do not shoot it 3 times, because if you shoot it 3 times, you will have the chance to climb up and use the knife. Believe it or not, that animation of Leon climbing up and knife him in the eye inflicts a lot of damage. Then equip the handgun and wait right on this part. Sometimes Sadler will try to throw you one of the pillars, but as soon as he's very close to the barrel, you shoot at the barrel, equip the magnum, and repeat the same. Like shoot him 1 time, then the second time when he's staggered, and then start running. Sorry, climb up, use the knife. Watch for the lights. If the lights is red right now, you have time to go to the bridge right now after this little quick time event. Like you want to achieve what you want to achieve is go to the other side. Then jump, use the quick time event. That's okay. Sadler cannot attack you when you're doing this. Then there's a hand grenade right here. So what you want to pick it up and stand up right in the corner of this place. Then Sadler will jump for you. Throw the hand grenade. Then equip the magnum and position yourself in front of Sadler, because you want to. I take advantage of the animation cancellation of the stagger of the hand grenade, so that's why I immediately reload my magnum. So right there I messed up, because Sadler immediately stand up after the second shot, and that's because he's very low HP, so it's about to die. So right here I want to lure him to the barrel, but it's possible that he will throw you that pillar that is on left side. He didn't, so I'm just gonna shoot to the barrel. He's staggered. I'm gonna shoot him 1 time, I believe, and he's done. Yeah, he's done. Then just go and pick up the special rocket launcher, and it's over. GG. Game over. Alright, so not too much to explain about it right now. So I'm just gonna say goodbye, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was Resident Evil 4, no damage, no merchant walkthrough. Unfortunately, this is not a no save run, it's a segmented run, because I use save states after every end of after every chapter, like after every ending of any chapter. But anyway, I want to do this before the remake releases, because the no save no merchant run is very complex, to be honest. I'm still trying that run, and hopefully it will be up soon. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like the content I make a lot of no damage runs of Resident Evil games and some other games as well. And make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions of the run or any other runs I make, you can contact me on Discord, or you can comment on the comment section below. I also have a Spanish channel where I make commentary on Spanish, and also I have a no commentary channel where I have all my runs without commentary. Everything will be you can find in the pinned comment in the comment section below. Excuse me. I'm Artis, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.